What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. The other day I posted in the Facebook group as well as on the community tab in the channel here that I was going to be heading up north and going to do an Ask Me Anything. So I have a bunch of questions from you guys right here and I'm going to answer them in this video. So let's get into it. So the first question comes from Nick and he's asking, when building out lead gen sites, do you like to build a lot of sites and let them age and continue with the promising sites, or start with fewer sites and working them to their full potential? So really the only thing you should be doing is things to their full potential. I wouldn't even waste time building a site if it's going to be for like a tiny city that with a population of 2,000 people or something like that, and chances are that's not going to take much to rank anyway. So whatever you build, focus on putting your effort towards ranking that site, because that way you can get the results from it. Because why put all this time into writing content, building out the site, getting the domain, the hosting, all that sort of stuff, if you're not actually going to fulfill the work in getting it to rank? So the best thing that you can do is just follow the full potential of every single site that you build. I don't understand why you'd put effort into something and then just let it go by the wayside. That's just a waste of effort. You could otherwise be spending that time on that junk site that you don't care about into a site that you actually do care about. So that just doesn't make any sense. Just, if you're gonna build something, stick with it. So next question comes from Nathaniel. And so Nathaniel asks, what are some of your expenses for your new marketing strategy? So when it comes to my client getting strategy that I'm currently using, which I actually turned off the funnel and I'll get into that in a second. But basically I have my agency website, which costs hardly anything per month. But then I also have ClickFunnels for the landing pages and that sort of stuff. But I also split that account across a couple different funnels with my course, City Page Pro, and the opt-in for my YouTube channel for people if they want to get the list of best SEO outsourcers. So we'll just say 4 different funnels, so 25 bucks a month there, not too much. But they also have a video subscription hosting plan with Vimeo. I think that's 12 bucks a month, so really not much anything. But I am going to be running webinars soon, so that's going to be another 100 bucks a month with Demio. But that's also going to bring a lot of ad spend to get people onto the webinars, but we'll cover that in later videos. So there's that. But then also the big question I'm sure a lot of you are wondering is the ad spend. How much have I put into ads so far? So I believe the campaign, with including retargeting and some of the just traffic ads that I ran to just get people to come and check out the case studies and then retarget them, I believe I spent about 650 bucks so far on the ads, and that's basically what I did in the whole month, or what I spent in the whole month of August, just to do all that testing and see what I could get. And to some that might seem absolutely crazy to spend 650 bucks and not get any direct return yet, but I actually did just have a strategy call yesterday, and at the beginning of every single strategy session I asked how did they find us, and he found us through a Facebook ad. So Facebook ads tracking didn't, the pixel didn't fire when he booked the call, but I figured out, okay, hey, he came through the ad, so there we go. So far 650 bucks, and I got 1 call booked, and they seemed really on board with the standard package, which is redesigning the website, doing SEO and reputation management. So next Friday morning we're going to go over the proposal, and ideally they're going to digitally sign it and then start with their first subscription payment, and then we get to work. But then also I do have another call that it was scheduled yesterday, but it's for this coming Tuesday, and I'll ask them on the call how they found us as well. But either way though, I have no problem spending $1,500 to $2,000. I mean, maybe over the long haul, as I get more and more clients coming in, maybe even $3,000 to acquire a client, and you do great work for them, they get great results, they're gonna stay on for a long time. And it does not take many months at 1,500 bucks a month or $3,000 a month for that to earn back its ROI if you have to spend, say, 1,000 bucks to acquire them. So just keep that in mind if you're running ads to get clients for your agency. It's a longer game. You're gonna have to put in some time and effort into building the funnel and be willing to invest into ads, but you don't have to go to networking meetings, you don't have to cold call, you don't have to do cold email or any of that stuff. They come to you. So those are the approximate costs right there, roughly $850. So next question comes from Steve, and he asks, I have a bunch of reasonably high competition sites ranking on pages 2 through 5. So far all we have is directory and profile links. Is the plan to drive 1 to 2 good guest posts a month to the sites until they hit page 1, or should we do other things? So a guest post is fine. I would start just doing PBNs, and maybe that's what you're referring to. I would assume since you're in my Facebook group you understand what PBNs would be, but I would just start doing PBNs and get someone aggressive, especially since it is a higher competition city. They still work as long as they're from a good vendor and a good quality domain, good quality anchor text, and good anchor text ratio as well. Then I would see no issues with using PBNs and just putting them to work. So do that, and hopefully you'll start getting those sites onto top of page 1. All right, next one comes from someone on YouTube, Ram Krishna Jenna. By the way, I'm pulling off all the stops in this one. You can see I'm holding the camera directly above the water. And I'm also holding my phone right here, right near the water. But anyways, in a keyword-only Pinterest pages are rank. So the question of, so the chance of ranking is what if I work on that keyword? I have no idea what you're referring to right here. And as cool as it would be to film up there on top of the slide, not a chance. So instead, we'll just climb into the boat. So next question comes from Every Day, and he asks, would you offer SEO internship? If so, what would be the basic requirements that you need? So at this very point in time, I have zero plans to ever offer any type of internship position because they are just frankly not worth it. If you're in a startup phase, if you're a company like Best Buy with billions or hundreds of millions in revenue, then sure, it's fine. But in a company that's trying to actively grow, an intern is just something that costs money, and an employee should never cost money. It should just be an investment into somebody that works there who you utilize their efforts and their labor to make more money for that company. So I would never go the route of hiring an intern unless I had thousands of employees, and it's just something that we can do to help benefit people. But you're wasting your time trying to do an internship. Just go get skills and strategize a way to bring value to a company, and you just get hired and you get paid the proper wages for the work that you're doing and the value that you're bringing to that company. Because most of the time when an intern is working for a company, they just treat them like a grunt and they're just running around doing errands and getting coffee or whatever. At least that's how it's depicted on TV shows. I've never been an intern, so I can't speak for certain. However, if it's online marketing related, you're better off just going out there and learning the skills, whether that's through YouTube, through courses, through some type of self-education, and then presenting the value to that company and then getting hired and just working there. You're just gonna have a lot better time. You're gonna be making money in the process as a employee for one of these companies, probably making $50,000, $75,000 a year if you're bringing enough value to the table as an entry-level person. So one last question as we sit right here on the ATV. So it comes from Hockey and Life ETC. Like many others, I found your channel after searching for lead gen pay-per-call tutorials on YouTube. I learned so much about it from watching your channel. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you watching. I appreciate anyone that's ever watched any of my videos and liked, subscribed, which, by the way, if you're not subscribed, you should go down below, hit that subscribe, and also smash the bell for the notifications so you know when all the newest content comes live. But his question is, I recently got into lead gen, taking it seriously. I'm looking to really gain some success with it. Heard you stopped making local pay-per-call sites to focus on your agency. Is this true? And yes, that's 100% true. I've not built any new sites since basically June. And I've been 100% focused on my agency and just really refining that process for getting clients and getting them coming in and growing my recurring revenue stream with my agency. Because, like I mentioned in other videos, that was my goal with pay-per-call, was to use it as a tool to get data so I could get clients. This is dating back to 2017 at this point, where I'd figure out, okay, I need clients, but I have to have data, and I covered that in previous videos. But his question continues on, would you recommend pay-per-call as a good business model moving forward? I heard there are a lot more problems getting GMB listings for lead gen sites, and not having one can limit your income. Please cover this on your next video. So with Google My Business Listings and lead gen, you're basically doing gray hat SEO right there. So there are going to be times when things are not going to work out. However, I just checked out Web Einstein's or his listing on Legit. There are new reviews that are coming in that are 5-star as of just a couple days ago. So people are still buying Google My Business Listings from him, and there are other vendors out there that are still being able to verify listings. And if you don't want to pay someone to verify a listing, you can utilize an address that you can get mail at and have that be one of your addresses for your listings. You could probably do 2 to 5 listings per address before Google is looking at it like, oh, why are there so many listings for this address? But there's an absolute endless amount of potential with lead gen. You just have to put in the work and be patient with building sites and ranking them. For me, again, my goal was agency, so that's the route that I took. So anyways, that's gonna wrap up this Ask Me Anything. If you have questions regarding anything I covered in this video, go comment down below. And we're wrapping up the video right where we started. So I'd appreciate if you went down below, dropped a like on this video, and if you want to stay up to date on my journey and all the content I share, go down below, smash that subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you know when all the newest content comes live. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video.